So today we're gonna do a short test, trying out some new ND filters for the DJI MAVIC Pro. These filters are from Polar Pro, and I can put a link to them in the description. I think it was like $50 plus shipping to get these ones. So what we have here is a CP filter, a polarization filter. We have a ND8 filter and a 16. And it is before lunch here today, so the sun is on its way up. So I will take two shots. One shot with the sun behind the camera and one shot flying against the sun. And then I will show you the unedited, ungraded footage. The settings we are using today will be, I heard that D-Log mode is not so good as it is on the Phantom 4. A lot of people on YouTube says that art is the best style setting you want to use. So we're going to shoot in art, and we're going to put the sharpness to -1 and also -3 on both saturation and contrast. So -1, -3, -3. I can put the settings down in the description as well. So we're going to shoot in 4K with 30 frames per second. And the goal here is to get the shutter speed down to twice the frame rate. So I shoot in 30 frames per second, and I would have like 1 out of 60 in shutter speed. First we're going to shoot the picture with the sun in our back and up against the sun. And then we are going to shoot it with the ND8 or the ND16 and try to get the right shutter speed. So let's try this out. Okay, so first up we have the sun in our back here, and the picture is overexposed. We're gonna take it. We have to increase the shutter speed. So I think about a shutter speed of 320 shutter speed would be good. Touch to focus. So let's go and take the shot. Okay, so let's switch up towards the sunlight here. Look at that, just beautiful. Touch to focus, and now we have to like bring up the shutter speed to I think something like that, 2000, which is a lot more than 60, which we want. So let's take the shot. Let's bring it back and switch to the ND8 filter first. Okay, so now we have a shutter speed at 60, and we have a perfectly exposed picture. No need to bring up the shutter speed. So focus on, let's take the shot with the sun in our back. Okay, so we're up against the sun. Obviously we have a very overexposed picture, so we will have to bring up the shutter speed to around 200. Tap the focus. Last time it was 2000. 200 is still not 60, so probably we will get a better result with the ND16 filter. So let's take the shot. Right, so let's try that out with the ND16. The ND16 will probably get a better result in direct sunlight and be too dark for flying with the sun in your back. Let's try it out. Okay, so we now have a shutter speed at 60, which is the one we want. You can see that you have a good composed image. Let's take the shot here. Now let's turn up against the sun. And this is where the ND16 should get to its proper right. So we can see that we are up against the sun, and it is a bit overexposed. I will have to bring the shutter speed up to about, to maybe something like this, I think. So now we have a shutter speed of 200, and if we have an ND32 filter, I think you can go straight up against the sun and still get a good shot. Let's just take this shot as well. Touch to focus. Here we go. Alright, so that's about it. So time to review the videos from today. And what we have here is some material that is ungraded and graded. The videos that are graded, what I mean by that is that I have adjusted the exposure level. No adding any colors or no saturation. Because when you adjust the exposure levels of a flat image, it will come to life. And that's the beauty of shooting videos with a flat profile. It looks like it does not look so good when you are looking at your screen shooting the video, but then in post, when you're editing, it comes back to life when you adjust the exposure and the colors awakens. So I've been looking over the footage. When you compare the footage that had a no ND filter compared to the ND8 filter, there is quite a big difference. You get a bit more fill to your color, but when you use the no ND filter, I had a shutter speed of 320, and you can see instantly that the color of the ocean is a bit more flat, and you can't really get that color back. When I used the ND16, it took away too much light, so and therefore you lost some color. You got a more flat profile of your color. I was planning on taking a look at the motion blur of the videos, but I'm not sure if this was the right scene to do that, because when you want to see motion blur, you should have something moving. So there will be a future project to test out what it looks like when you shoot a video of something moving with different shutter speeds and so on, and I will do that another time. So what about the videos we were shooting up against the sun, which is kind of the hardest shot you can do because the sun will be overexposed no matter what. So without the ND filter, don't even bother to do that. They will be so overexposed. I ended up with a shutter speed of about 2000 without the ND filter going up against the sun, and the color of the ocean was just flat. But then I was thinking that there would be kind of a big difference between the ND8 and the ND16 filter, but as it turns out, both with the ND8 and the ND16 I had the same shutter speed at 200, and therefore I could not get this final piece of color into the picture. So I would say it's about the same color with the ND8 and 16. So if you really want a good shot up against the sun, you will need the ND32 filter for sure. One difference though with the ND8 and 16 is that if you look at the sun, you can see that it was a bit less overexposed, just the sides around it in the footage. So that's about all the testing for today. I know that a lot of you guys out there are waiting for the DJI MAVIC, and you are watching every video you can find about this amazing machine. And I want to tell you something, because I know that DJI is falling behind in production and they are talking about January for delivery. It is 1000% worth the wait. The MAVIC is really an amazing machine. I really think that DJI has taken it several levels up with this one, considering it's so portable and it's like a stealth drone. I feel much more comfortable where I can launch it pretty much anywhere and nobody even hears it or sees it. I feel that I do not disturb people. So hang in there, you will get your Mavics at some point of time and you will be super pleased with it. So maybe you can order your filters for the Mavic now already, so with that when you get it you have all the equipment you need and you can start your testing. So that's it for today, guys. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Please drop a comment below about questions you have and I will try to answer them. And if you like the channel, subscribe. We are very fortunate to be living at this time with this technology that we have. And if the people from the Stone Age were still alive, they would be really pissed that they live a few thousand years too early. So let's be grateful that we even got the chance to do all this cool stuff. See you around.